Hello, this is Shri and welcome back. And here are three temples in Mangalore that I think you should visit. For starters, I'm not the most religious person, but these three temples shape the way I see faith. The first one has an elephant in them, so I obviously love it. The second one was built on resistance and anti-casteism, and the third one my mother made me visit, and I ended up falling in love with it. So I hope you like this video. First things first, a quick fit check. Before you go to any temple in Mangalore, make sure you're wearing something traditional because a lot of the temples there have a policy where you're not allowed to wear shorts. Men are supposed to be shirtless in some temples. Women have to either wear churidar, kurta or a sari, and jeans are not allowed. So here's what I wear to Katil. And then it was time for me to just hop on a scooty, put on my helmet, and enjoy the most scenic ride ever. I just love riding along in Mangalore. It feels so calm, like I'm at home. I love it.
Long time ago, River Nandini had completely vanished, cursed and drained out of its power. On the banks, demon Arunasur grew stronger. He halted the yagnas and disturbed sages. He had a boon after all, which made him invincible. He could not be defeated by any man or weapon. So that is when Goddess Durga heard the cries of all the sages and descended to earth herself. She came in the form of bees and killed the demon to its death. And this spot is exactly where all of it is said to be happening. That is how Katil was born. In Tulu, Katil means the center of River Nandini.
It is said that when the goddess slaughtered Arunasura, she sat on this rock to calm herself down. Arunasura was a demon that brought famine to the land, and a sage, Sejavali, did a yagna to appease the goddess. The goddess appeared in her Rudra avatar, in a form of bees, and that swarm of bees ended the terror of Arunasura. Since that day, the goddess has been worshipped in this spot. Along with worshipping Devis and Devtas, this place also has designated Naga worship temples. Naga worship is a huge part of Mangalorean culture. And for all my non-Mangalorean friends and friends from outside India, snakes are worshipped massively in the Mangalorean culture. Snakes are seen as protectors that protect the land. Unlike rest of the world, where people would probably kill a snake out of fear or other stigma, a Mangalorean would probably think twice before hurting a snake. And now you know why. Also, a fun fact about this temple is that it is located right in the middle of a river. So as you move along, you would see the river. But this is not the most interesting part about the temple. This is. Meet Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is an extremely friendly elephant. She lives in the temple. She is taken care of, well taken care of. She can be seen playing football occasionally, but unfortunately she is in captivity. So I am not sure how ethical that is, but I know one thing for sure, that she is loved and cared for. And thinking about it, maybe if she was in the wildlife, there were chances of her being poached. So I just like to see the brighter side of things, and I like to believe that Mahalakshmi is happy here as well. But is she really happy? I don't really know. And after just sending some good vibes her way, I went for the free meal. The Annadana, basically food offering, which feeds about 5,000 to 15,000 devotees every single day for free. And it works on the basis of donation. It's a traditional South Indian meal that you're supposed to eat sitting on the floor. Unless you have some medical issue, then you're allowed to sit on the chair. And you're supposed to eat it with your hands, and it is quite yummy. I like it. It's very comforting and yummy. Well, I got too busy eating, so I don't have more food footage, but here's a footage of me and Mahalakshmi. And after that, we were finally done. And this is the Yakshagana space. Basically, when there are events, annual rituals happening, Yakshagana is like traditional folklore. So, this is the costume and the statues that are used during Yakshagana. And that was it for Katil temple. And then it was time to go to our next temple, which was built on resistance, anti-casteism, and I love a good revolutionary temple, honestly. So here we are at the Kudroli temple. Here we are, the final. This is the Kudroli temple. Honestly, I feel like there's something very grand about the place. The gold detailing, the giant tower, the sculptures, the atmosphere, everything feels so spiritual. But what really stood out to me wasn't just how beautiful the temple looked, it was the feeling of community inside it. There were families sitting together, volunteers serving food, people quietly praying in corners, children running around. It felt less intimidating and more welcoming. What makes Kudroli even more interesting is its history. This temple is associated with the Billava community and inspired by Narayana Guru, who believed that spirituality should be open to everyone regardless of caste. And that idea becomes even more important when you understand the history of the temple. Back in early 1900s, many communities in India faced caste discrimination and were denied entry into temples. Amongst them was the Billava community, a prominent community from coastal Karnataka with deep roots in Tulu culture and traditions. The Billavas had their own martial arts, spiritual practices, performing arts, and strong community identity. But despite all of that, they still faced exclusion from certain religious spaces. And instead of simply accepting that discrimination, they decided to create a space of their own. That's where this temple's story begins. A businessman and a community leader named Adhyaksha Koragappa. Adhyaksha Koragappa took the initiative to build a temple that would be open and welcoming to people from all backgrounds. And for guidance, he approached one of South India's most respected. And for guidance, he approached one of South India's most respected spiritual reformers, Narayana Guru. Now, Narayana Guru was far more than a religious figure. He was someone who challenged caste divisions and believed spirituality should belong to everyone, not just a select few. There's even a famous quote associated with this philosophy: one caste, one religion, one God for humankind. And honestly, you can feel that spirit when you walk through this place today. Because Kudroli doesn't just feel like a temple, it feels like a community space. You see families sitting together, volunteers serving food, people from different backgrounds walking through the same entrance. And somehow, despite being such a large and famous temple now, it still feels welcoming. The original structure was much smaller and built in Kerala style architecture. But later it was renovated into this massive Chola style temple that we see today. And during Navratri, this place completely transforms. Kudroli becomes the center of Mangalore Dasara celebrations with giant idols, lights, music, processions, and 1,000 of people gathering together. My cousin also got married in this temple, so if I ever get married, this could potentially be one of the temples that is in my mind where I see myself getting married. Because Kudroli is a reminder of how culture, faith, and social change can all exist together in one space. So, when this temple was established in 1912, it wasn't just about creating another religious structure. It was about reclaiming visibility, about saying our traditions, our people, and our spirituality deserve space too. And you can still see traces of that identity throughout the temple. So, the next time you're in Mangalore, do give this mesmerizing temple a visit. And now, heading to the final temple, which I just discovered because of my mother. There's nothing extraordinary about it, but I still like the vibes. So, first things first, a quick fit check. I basically went to this temple because my mother made me, because apparently there were some issues with my planetary positions, and she talked to a priest and he made me do some puja, some rituals to fix that. The temple is beautiful. They made me worship a cow and just put some tikka, feed some bananas to it. Then I was made to sit in havan, chant some mantras, and just do more and more rituals. Like the puja was at least like 1 to 1.5 hour long. But the temple but the reason this temple is on this list is the surrounding. Like after, if you can do your puja as per your planetary position if you like, but what I liked the most was how you can just go to the top of the temple and sit overlooking the river or the sea, whichever you like. Just like pick your poison. You can just sit, relax, chill. It's in Suratkal, so it's not too far away from the main bus stop. It's not too far away from the main bus stop, so you can just come here, chill, look at the sea, enjoy the good vibes, and have a good old coconut. And this is the only right way to drink coconut, FYI. If you're using a straw, then you should not be using a straw. The turtles don't like it. I think it's well established by now. So yeah, so that's all for my temple exploration in Mangalore. I hope you liked it, and you can like, subscribe, or leave. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, thanks for watching. So that's all for my Mangalore vlog, and if you do visit any of the temples, let me know. Feel free to hit me up with any travel related queries or questions. I will try to respond. But yeah, I hope you like this video. If you're still here, you're probably a rare one. So thank you for staying. And that's all for today. I hope you have a good day, and feel free to check out rest of my videos if you want to for more, and stay tuned for more of Shree's shenanigans. Thank you.